Welcome to Fortnite Live. I am Will Kinsler. You can call me Raxzilla. Joined as always by my Fortnite friends. Today we've got Roger Calm, producer. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
And of course KL and Natalie, who we've actually brought back to do battle once more. Pretty excited about that. But before you guys start talking a lot of trash and fighting, I wanted to have like one peaceful moment where we talk about VidCon, where we were this past weekend. So a few of us went out there to check it out. What did you guys think?
Lots of selfie sticks.
Yeah, it was a crazy amount of selfie sticks. No, it was really cool. I mean,
lots of selfie sticks.
We went to a few panels, and I saw a really interesting panel with like Felicia Day. It was all girl gamers and talking about gender and gaming and things like that. And I know you went to a really good creator panel.
I went to two panels actually, two creator panels that were held by YouTube's analytics team. And they had a lot of useful information in there. A lot of questions about YouTube analytics from like creators that didn't understand it or were just learning. And they gave me a free creator book. They called out. They were like, "We have an Oprah moment for you." Everyone in this room gets a book.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
That's what he told me. That's the reason why I didn't get one. He's like, it's like they only have one. It's like Oprah. You know, bring you one.
Lots of bees.
We saw the epic rap battle guy and the Honest Trailers guys too.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. The Honest Trailers panel. They showed the process of how they make their videos, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exciting to like see people out there sharing how they do stuff, but also all the people that are sort of like on the creator track there that they're trying to be there where all of the popular YouTubers are and stuff, and grow their audience and things like that. So it's always cool, exciting to see that sort of thing. So Roger, we have the last time we were here, we were just wrapping up online test 3 of Fortnite Alpha. So we're kind of in between right now. But I wanted to ask you sort of like how OT3 went for you. How'd you feel about it?
OT3 was amazing. I know a lot of people were bummed that our private game feature didn't work, but for me, it was that made it awesome because I could just play with everybody. I was just doing the primary mission over and over again, and I was struggling so hard right up until the very end to finally get account level 10 so that I could do the next tier of difficulty.
Nice.
So I was super proud about that. And I was like, oh my God, there's not going to be anybody here. But there's a ton of people there. And like our community like helped me out because I went in totally a scrub. I didn't have any equipment, and they're like, "Oh, poor guy."
I don't believe that. You started out as a scrub.
No, and when you go to the next account level, right, you lose your stuff, and you have to kind of start over again. And I totally got pity drops. Like, here's some gear, here's some loot. It's like, this is awesome. Because they wanted to start, and I was like, dude, I don't have any stuff. So that was really awesome. No, it was great. When just watching people play our game in ways that I didn't even think of was really cool. And all the various strategies and planning, and people have so many different styles. Like some people they want to throw the switch and go right away. Some people want to build super fast.
Yep. So okay, it's time to get down to business. So we've been showing our gate capture mission in the stream the past couple of streams. Right. 2 streams ago, you guys competed. So in the gate capture, you have 2 gates. The enemy Husks want to destroy them. You put down your Atlas, you build around it, make sure you protect it, and then you've got to do that for 8 minutes.
Right.
But even though you guys are technically on the same team, because you play Fortnite in teams of 4, you guys have decided that that's not fun enough to work together. You want to work against each other.
I like working with other people. Specifically other
people that aren't KO?
Yeah, but he's like, I think his little tag on here is very appropriate. He's the lone wolf. Like, he's not really.
Because I've played Fortnite with both of you guys, and we play the gate capture, and it's like 4 people working together, and everything goes well. But like when I put the 2 of you on the same team, then it just doesn't work.
I mean, look, when we were on the same team, she went with the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
And
we still won.
We won. We needed to improve on that design a little bit. So,
we just have different.
Styles,
design sensibilities
right?
are different.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we talked about this a little bit before we started. Roderick mentioned this being the Thriller in Manila. And for those that don't know, it's Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. And
no, it's not.
Oh no!
No, the Thriller in Manila was with Frazier. Sorry.
Which one am I thinking of?
That was in Zaire.
Zaire.
Yeah. The Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle is what I'm thinking of, not Thriller in Manila. Anyway, I'm thinking of Rumble in the Jungle.
I would have thought what you thought anyway.
Yeah.
It's cool. Ali won both of those fights. So if you're Ali, good job.
Anyway,
Obviously I am.
I think a lot of people thought that this was like an underdog fight, right? Perception-wise, and I just don't feel like that right now, right? Like I still feel like I'm on top, even though I lost.
I don't know if I agree with you because there was no rematch for that. Like this is you actually lost, and you're getting an opportunity for a rematch.
I just don't. I don't know.
Okay.
It's because nobody actually punched him in the face, he can still feel okay. Like
well, there's still time.
All right. We're going to jump in, have you guys transition over there and get into play. While we're doing that, I want to talk with Roger about the spin wheel.
All right.
Very interesting stuff up here.
So, yes.
This wonderful device.
Yeah, so this is just a fun little modifier that we have. Fortnite is fun, but we like to make it even a little bit crazier. So we're going to talk about some of the things that are on the spin wheel. We have given Roger the power to choose when to spin the spin wheel and modify the game in some form or fashion. So there's a few things on there, right? Like we can make them slash dance. This is a new one that we added this week. It's kind of going to be interesting, I think, and that's Roger Says. So whenever we get Roger Says on the spin wheel, we're going to play a game similar to Simon Says called Roger Says, where they have to do everything that Roger says because that's how it works.
Yeah, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, and we'll play that until somebody loses, right? And so that means somebody does something when Roger didn't say Roger Says.
I will attempt to keep it Fortnite themed.
Okay,
I'll try.
I'm curious to see how this goes. So we have some on here that we've seen before where either Natalie or KO will have to jump off cliff. Makes it a little bit tougher to win or to build your fort if you have to jump off cliff. Takes you a little bit of time to get back and get reoriented. Everybody, if you've watched the stream, knows about the KL wiggle, as he's been known to do, and
that's his normal walk around the building.
Yes,
it's very very similar. Yeah.
Natalie, she decided to go with a different. We wanted to give dance theme opportunity for everybody. Obviously, she's going to do the chicken dance for us.
Again, unoriginal figures.
I'm a little disappointed that she didn't come up with her own theme to dance the way that Kale has his own, but maybe in time that's something that we'll see.
She could do like the slow-mo chicken dance.
Like just modify it a little bit, change it a little bit. Yeah. The other thing that is brand new on here is switch seats for 30 seconds. So this is going to be really interesting, because they're competing. Having them switch seats, who knows? Maybe Kale will try to mess up Natalie's fort. He asked me when I told him about this like 20 minutes ago. He was like, "Can I do anything?"
So part of it is also having to sit down in a warm seat.
Yeah. Right? So we're going to try that. And the other thing that we have on here is fireworks show. We did that last time. We got some awesome sort of firework themed weapons in Fortnite that they're going to show off. So I know they've just started, but I think we should kick it off, right?
Yeah, you want to spin it?
Let's spin it one time and see what happens. And we get the KL wiggle right off the bat. Come
wiggle
on,
it up.
show us
Where
how
am I
it's
wiggling
done.
at? Am I wiggling right over here?
You're wiggling. We see you.
He's got to get down a little bit. There it is. All right.
Impressive.
Now I feel like we're ready for some Fortnite.
We kicked that off. That's good.
Okay, so right now we're watching on the name Cookie Samurai. That is Natalie, and we have Kale's playing as the Lone Wolf, which seems to be an appropriate name since he doesn't want to work with Natalie. So now you were telling me a little bit before we started about you have a plan. So last time it was you said I want to build a Coliseum, which you did. It was definitely looked kind of like a Coliseum, but you got a different plan, a different theme for this time, right?
Yeah, I want to build a princess castle. So I've kind of got this idea where, and it's a little bit thrown off by the fact that our gates ended up so close together. He's all in my way again, as usual. So I'm basically gonna have like 4 towers on the corners here that are kind of like sniper tower. Well, they're pieces of my castle, and then I'm gonna have the inner castle tower going up, and then there's supposed to be kind of like a trap like moat around the outside. Instead of like having an actual moat with water and everything, I'm just gonna like make like trap land out there that the Husks will have to get through. So, but the idea is to make it look magical, like a castle. So hopefully we'll get that going on.
But won't that, if you make it a beautiful castle, won't that just attract Husks more?
Well, yeah, but that's what we're planning for them. They're coming here anyway.
Or maybe it'll be so cute it repels them.
Yes, that could happen. That's the trap part.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to Kale. So, last time these two competed when Natalie narrowly defeated Kale by a couple of votes. Kale said it was almost like he didn't want to oversell it at first when I asked him if he had a plan.
Right.
And it was very clear that he did seem to have some sort of plan, though. So what about it this time, Kale? Are you gonna you doing something different?
Oh yeah. So I think initially I talked to you about this idea of a diamond. So let me go on the outside. It's this diamond design.
That makes a lot of sense because, as we know, diamonds are forever.
Right,
forever,
so
right?
It probably
Exactly.
can't be destroyed by a husk.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of have a thematic thing here with the diamonds, as you just called out. But I have a diamond structure here. So the bottom of it is, we can back up a little bit.
I feel like everything that Kale makes looks like a spaceship.
This one looks much more spaceshipy than my last design, but this is
a Stargate.
Yes.
That's what I'm going for.
And by the way, I think I forgot to mention this. So the way that we decide who's the winner of the competition,
yeah, that's important.
Is that we have a poll at the very end of the stream. We're going to drop a poll in Twitch chat, and everybody can vote on it. And it was real interesting last time I was watching the live results, and it was like neck and neck, and eventually we had to call at some point, and I think Natalie won by two votes. So
the wiggle could be in Kale's favor. That's what I'm hearing.
Could maybe be in his favor, but I don't know. I don't think we didn't have the spin wheel the first time.
Votes shouldn't be based on dance moves.
No, we did.
That's not fair.
So the criteria needs to be like the base itself.
Well, we can educate voters about the things that we think might be important for them to think about when they're voting. But ultimately, I mean, they're gonna vote for who they want to vote for.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So it looks like Kale's going to get a little bit more material here. So what, when you hop into a zone, Roger, like what's the first thing you're looking to do?
First thing I do is I harvest big time, especially in levels like this. I go right for the cars. If I'm starting out with nothing, I build a pickaxe. But cars are great because you get metal from them and you get nuts and bolts. So you get the key ingredients for bullets and for weapon making. Plus, obviously, metal makes the strongest structures. My favorite character is what they're playing, which is the Constructor. So obviously having more building materials is super important for that class because he can lay down his base, which makes the structure even stronger, and the base also does some dot damage to enemies and stuff like that. So yeah, I like Kale's strategy here. It's good. It's like a box within a box. That makes it a lot tougher for Husks because they have to go through two layers of construction, which means that Kale will have a longer opportunity in order to defend himself. Plus, he can run around behind there and sort of repair things as they get beat up on.
Now, whose fort is closer to where the Husks are going to spawn?
That's what I'm finding out right now.
We'll have Kale's going to take a look over here, and we'll take a peek. So it was interesting. Last time, Natalie's fort was actually a little bit closer. And so I had wondered, is that going to be a problem? Are they all going to come for her structure? But that ended up not happening. She seemed to be able to deflect some of them toward KL. And
it could be the power of her cute structure that further deflects.
They just don't want anything to do with it.
Can we make that an official gameplay strategy?
Nobody wants to destroy anything beautiful, right?
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see if the seats switch.
You think we should spin the wheel?
I think there should be a cute score at the end.
Let's spin it up here. Oh, it's time for Roger Says. Make sure you're listening, guys.
Roger Says, KL, destroy your foundation.
Yes.
The brick one around the bottom.
This is where we're going to find out how evil Roger can potentially be. So we've given him the power. It's like he doesn't want to do it. He's just looking at it.
This is evil.
He's trying to pick the best.
All right,
places.
let's keep the instructions coming. We got to do this until somebody.
Oh, that's right. It's like Simon Says.
Yes.
Roger Says, stand up.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, he just picked on Kale at first.
Yeah.
Not sure why. It's okay.
Ryder says, sit down. Ryder says, stop destroying.
Okay.
Stand on one foot.
Wait.
Oh, you thought about it. You thought about it.
Ryder says, craft some bullets.
See Kale doing that.
Right, hurry and fire a gun.
And
Still
Kale fired it. You lost, man.
I feel like
Told you I was going to sabotage this.
He's like, I'm not doing this.
oh no.
We didn't give them enough incentive to
Yeah,
actually try to win. Roger Says. He's like, as long as I'm.
I need a button here that I can like reward people in game with stuff.
The reward
Well,
button.
you know,
For winning, basically.
it's not necessary, but one thing I might want to encourage to everybody watching is, you know, they could take that into account with their vote. That
Yeah.
KL has now lost a game of Roger Says.
Perhaps.
I like that
All right,
idea.
let's jump over and see what Natalie is up to, because we don't need to watch whatever Kale's doing in the bathroom there. All right.
More
so,
stone.
okay, I see you put the base down.
It makes it that nice,
Stone.
beautiful blue.
Yes.
Reed, I need more
And,
stone.
You know,
Stand still for a second.
we're going with brick here.
Got some
I
towers
love the
coming
blue
up.
because it feels like Tron.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? Now, why are you destroying your own
I
structure?
fell out of my tower as I was trying to build another little tilty roof piece. So yeah, I built it in the wrong place. Little mistake there.
The dangers of
Yeah,
construction.
construction work is not, don't play around with that. Let's see.
I noticed that there's a little bit less trash talk this time going around.
We're
is
concentrating so hard.
I was gonna say, is it different? The second time, you guys are competing against each other, because you know what your opponent now is capable of. Is there like a mutual respect, or?
No respect on my end.
I feel like there's no respect. Jeez, I was gonna give him some props. I don't even know what to say now. Yeah, I feel like Kale has some interesting. What is that? Never mind. I'm not. No. What is
Design
that?
sensibility? Is that what you want to say?
What is it? A hamburger over there? I can't figure out what you're making. Were you inspired by the Durr Burger? Is that what it is? All right. I don't have
You
time to
do
look at your
realize
fort.
that there are things up top. So if your structure isn't built well up top, then you're
I do
screwed.
realize that.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Luckily,
That's
a lot
fair.
of my
That's
base
fair.
is centered around. Well, people fall off of it from time to time, but it's centered around having height and nice roofs.
I do have to ask, Natalie, because it did happen. If you fall off while you're constructing, it is possible you could fall off while you're trying to defend the fort.
That's true. We probably need to plan for that. Add some extra walkways up here, but we can figure it out. We're still building.
All right.
I
Well, you
don't
need the
even know-
scaffolding at first, right?
At least you can see what's happening. Over here we've got a flat surface on top, and there you go. It's like a house with a weird roof. So just focus on this thing over here.
Yep. Now we have teammates here, for both Natalie and KL. Natalie's teamed up with Will, and KL's teamed up with Reed. Now last time, and I think this could have been something that made a difference. I know Natalie spent some time talking with Will about the fort design beforehand, and I had asked KL, hey, do you need to talk to Reed before we make this happen? Nope, no problem. but then he ended up losing. Any difference this time for you guys' approach about working with your teammate?
Look, Reed and I didn't have any structural integrity to our base or to our atlas and gate. So I feel like, him and I are pretty much in sync with what needs to happen.
You're just able to communicate telepathically, basically.
I don't feel like now we are on a much more difficult hex. So, maybe there will be some more communication, but I feel like we handled it so gracefully.
Gracefully. Well, that's one way of putting it. So I came to Will before the stream, and I prepared a sketch. So Will has the whole idea in mind behind my fort. He understood it. Being that he's in QA, I feel like he's built more forts than me. So I let him give a review of it, like whether or not he thinks it would work functionally. He gave it the thumbs up.
Nice.
So I feel really prepared.
Sounds like you weren't confident.
Planning.
I don't think so. I think that's called teamwork. Okay.
Sounds like
Should
lack of confidence is what
And it's a team-based game, so.
Not in KL's world. It's
communicating with your team is pretty important.
I agree with you, Roger.
As much as Fortnite is a game about working together, man, it sure is a lot more fun to watch Kale and Natalie compete than it is because last stream we had them work together and they did it reluctantly. They're like, okay, we can, we know that's what Fortnite is. We'll do it, and so they did it, and they did a good job. But we've made it a little bit tougher this time. So now we've had a couple of different streams. We've stepped up the difficulty last time when they were working together because we thought, well, if they're working together, maybe they can do a hex that's even tougher. This time we're stepping it up again. So
who's activating the hex?
Natalie, are you going down
I can do that if you want.
Okay.
What kind of teammate are you, Roger? If I invite you, if I'm playing Fortnite and I invite you to join and play with me, what can I expect from you?
I'm a support teammate. That's why I love the Constructor. He's all about building that base. He's about making creative structures and making sure that they're reinforced and strong. I love, like I said, the blue from the base that you put down, which is great because it makes the wall strong and they can help regenerate health. So I'm all about supporting the other members of the team in order to meet our goals. And it really is it's a team effort because the game is the game is designed to challenge 4 people.
Yeah, and there tend to be, especially when you get to a hex that's a tougher hex, there tend to be some pretty tense moments. Do you have from playing an example or a memory of a time where it was pretty close, you almost didn't make it?
You know what? My favorite memory right now from this last OT was a map that was a high threat map. I think we were at 2 atlases, and the guys that I was playing with decided to build those pyramid roofs all over the spawn area, and then they built another layer of those pyramid roofs above it, and it was actually really awesome because the enemies were spawning within the structure, and having to try to tear it down in order to get to us, and so that strategy helped with enemy control, which was amazing, because it was spawning a ton of enemies. But it was completely they'd cracked the puzzle of that particular spawn process.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting, is the fact that when you do go into a hex, so you may know how many gates are in there, but what you don't know is where they're at and what the situation is. And that ends up being some of the fun of it because it provides a unique challenge every time they go in. I think during OT3 there was one that I had where there was a couple of areas of water, with some bridges where we were actually able to get the Husks to go down these bridges and build traps all around, so they only had a couple of paths
whole thing is lit up.
Go to it. And,
that's awesome.
Sometimes that's what I think about is I got that, I got these gates that spawn in just a crazy way that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That is amazing,
that's
dude.
a lot of the fun for it. Do you have a special or particular weapon that you like using when you're playing?
Oh, I like the machete.
Yeah.
Is the machete in this one?
It is.
Yeah,
it is. But I
love the machete. I don't want to spoil it for what's down the road. I don't know if the machete was in this build or the last, or because I play a lot still, even with the OT down. We have playtests at our desk, so I'm playing every day. The machete is really awesome. And one of the cool things about the machete is that a lot of people don't realize that on the right click, at every third or fourth left click attack, if you hit the right mouse button, it does a special move. So it's really important with melee weapons to do your combos. You have to learn them. It's on the 3 or on the 4, and they end up being extremely useful for crowd control.
Gotcha. All right, let's get an update here from Natalie. Looks like it's time for traps to go down.
Yeah, actually, Will, can you pass me some more traps if you have any floor traps?
Sure.
So we've got some wall traps surrounding the side that, you can see that kind of purple aura. This side of the base is supposed to be attacked a little bit harder by the husks, so that's where I'm starting out. And I'll probably go back up and make some tweaks to our castle part of it, but for now I need to go ahead and get some floor traps down. My trap moat. I have to have cool names for everything.
Yeah, last time it was the tunnel, right? The trap tunnel that you made, and now it's like a moat.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, it's a proper castle.
So I'm gonna try, and I still don't have enough. Did you pass me floor traps? I only have the jump pads for the husks.
We did play once. We played a match with some guys, and
thank you.
I'm really used to doing like KL, which is, build
more
these
the merrier.
Extremely enclosed structures, super reinforce the Atlas. This team that I played with didn't do any of that. In fact, they left all sides of the Atlas completely exposed, and they just made death tunnels, so that the enemies were inclined, because there was clearly ways to get to the Atlas that was entirely open, and so he just was mowing them down, just turning husks into hamburger. It was amazing.
Yeah. That's why I like playing, sometimes I usually play as a ninja. I like to, go in and, if there's a constructor in there, somebody building, like, I'm always excited to see what somebody else will build. Like, I have certain things that I like to build, right? But, like, I was, like, playing with a bunch of, like, different groups because, like, you'll see people do things, and, then I feel like I'm learning something, go back and maybe add that to the tool set when I want to go and build something.
Yeah, I learned a lot as well. I'm totally with you.
All right, KL, give us an update. How is this coming along? It feels weird to me that you're Nally has like almost like a specific name or style for her fort, but we didn't really do that other than the fact that your forts look like alien spaceships.
I told you, it's the diamond design, man. It's if you've noticed this, Reed and I were kind of just chuckling about this. I put down my base, and the entire base right now is within the ability of the actual base unit for the constructor. So all the tiles have the abilities because it's so tightly compacted. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of that.
So is that a deliberate thing you were trying to build?
It was.
Base?
It feels like a way to cop out and just make your base really small. I was going to say it, I just have to be honest.
Sounds like you're a little jealous right now.
Really good at
That's what it sounds like
insult
to me.
volleys here.
I feel like she's a better trash talker than giving herself.
I hear some
We're
salt.
scoring
I'm
just
learning,
by
I'm
boxing.
learning.
I'd say that.
Yeah, she's definitely thrown more
Natalie
punches
is ahead.
in this.
I think it's time for the wheel again, man.
Let's do it.
All right, let's see what's going on.
And we're gonna slash dance.
Oh, like in the game.
Yeah, in the game.
I can slash dance in real life too.
All right.
Our animators are awesome.
Let's see. I need to upgrade some walls.
All right.
Yeah, and the constructor has the ability. So tell me a little bit about upgrading and the different things that you can do with the wall structures.
So the constructor is the only class right now that can upgrade to the highest level of the material types, and each material type has 3 different levels. So the constructors, and especially in the really high end end game stuff, the constructor is really necessary because they get your base to the strongest that it can possibly be. So it's always a good idea, if the team is together helping build the base, then the constructor can kind of hold back a little bit and wait so that he can spend, because it takes a lot of resource to do that final upgrade. He can kind of hold back a little bit, maybe sort of orchestrate what's going on or work with his team to discuss how best they want to prepare for the situation, and then he goes back behind there and upgrades everything to its highest level.
Yeah, in the interest of time, we've given Kale and Natalie resources. We've been very generous. Didn't make them earn it.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like within a particular theater. If they've been playing in this theater for several hours, they'd have the stuff anyways.
They'd come in with resources.
Sure, totally.
And materials and weapons and
absolutely.
stuff like that.
And it looks like they're putting it to good use. It'll be interesting to see how the Husks react and whether or not, either Kale or Natalie are reinforcing the areas that are actually important.
Yeah, so Kale's got traps, but it looks like the traps are mostly on the inside.
Actually, I made a trap. I'm preparing for the onslaught that's going to happen up top. So this is I kind of use this on Natalie's Coliseum that you guys saw or remember last week.
Oh, were you inspired by something that I did? Is that what you're saying?
It was actually building upon your terrible design.
Oh.
So I put in some floor traps in order to propel the enemies back to these. So basically like a reset for them if they attack up here. So they have a little bit of stuff to deal with, and then after they get to that, they have the ceiling full of traps or floor full of traps, however you want to look at it, since we have a multi-tiered structure here. But basically I want the if we look up here, up towards here, you can see some of the...
Show us where some of the spawns are.
Yeah, so we have this one spawn up here, and I don't know what's going to pop up here, but I put down a couple floor traps up here, and this actually benefits her a little bit as well, although I did kind of leave her area open. I'll probably...
I like Kale's strategy here because he's built some structures that is sort of finessing the path for the Husks. So the fact that he has these ramps there for the Husks to walk down, they may be more inclined to take that route because it's a much easier path to get to where he is, and at the same time he's laying down traps and other things to intercept them. So I like that strategy. That's one of the cool things about Fortnite. You kind of have to sort of think about how the AI is going to think, and then sort of plan around that.
Yeah, this is something that we spend a lot of time talking about on the community team, is just our different ideas for something that we might try. And so Kale had mentioned the diamond to me before. I don't think I've actually seen him do it before today, though. How are we looking, Natalie?
I think it's going pretty well. I was hoping to make it slightly more magical. I'm not really sure. It looks pretty good. I've got the roof is over the Atlas here is like quadruple reinforced at this point, so everything's super upgraded. I am kind of low on bricks. Hint, hint, Will, if you want to like toss some bricks this way. But no, I added another layer of metal here, so we've got fully upgraded metal under this. I'm gonna fully upgrade this one as well. And we've got that roof, and then we've got some awesome like terrace-looking things with pretty castle-like structures going on. So I can really tell that Will had my vision in mind when he helped me build this. And I think that's going to be, like, I definitely think that Kale should lose some points because you can tell there's just, like, a lack of coherence going on here. I'm just looking at it right now. It's not finished, but I can see, like, a really crazy mixture of, like, wood and brick, and it just looks a little confusing to me. But we'll see what happens. They're still working on it.
What princess would you name your castle out of? Because right now it looks like Castle Whack.
Castle Whack. Wow.
Definitely want to know what.
Is that all you've got?
I
don't know. I think, gosh, I don't know. There's not like a princess that harnesses the power of electricity traps, right? So maybe next time I'll do one based on a specific princess. We can have like a Frozen castle or something.
Okay.
Like an ice castle.
I think the fans of Frozen would be pretty upset with your castle right now.
I didn't say that this one was inspired by that. This one's inspired by me. I'm the
Natalie.
Princess Cookie Samurai.
That's right.
There you go. So Roger, these guys are playing on the toughest region, right? There's 3 just sort of difficulty regions in Fortnite right now.
Yep.
And it's not the very highest threat; it's medium threat.
Mm-hmm.
What can they expect to see here? Like, what kind of enemies, Husks, might we see?
So they're definitely going to see a variety of things. The amount of spawns might be slightly fewer than what you would see in a high threat. The type of enemies might be not quite as strong, but it also, other factors are the level of the people that are playing, plus, obviously the level of the theater that you're in. So I would suspect that they're going to see a lot of things that throw. There's going to be lobbers. There's going to be flingers, is my guess. I wouldn't be surprised if they see a smasher or two. If we get lucky, we might see a taker running around and just trying to suck them up. But I expect that, especially with the fort that they're building, the Husks aren't going to be too pleased, and they're going to throw everything at them.
So, Natalie and KL, given that this is a higher, difficulty, do you, how are you guys going to approach this from, obviously you've built your fort, you've got your plan for the fort, is do you have your plan of what area you're going to focus on defending? Who's going to do what? Because you've each got a teammate, right? So you've got two people,
right,
each to try to defend this. Do you know where you're going to set up shop and try to defend?
Not quite. I mean, my biggest concern is from up top. She actually has the more difficult ground stuff. That's whatever's going to come over there is going to hit her first, unless it magically decides to kind of come through this pathing here, which is totally possible. But again, they're going to run into her wall here first. Well, again, look, I'm helping her out. She doesn't even have anything right there. So I wouldn't scope that out. Again, I'm mostly concerned about what's up top. So I'm actually probably going to benefit her terrible looking, I don't know what she was going for up top with the archways and all that stuff. It would get tore up top. So I'm probably going to help out the most up there. So you'll probably see me sitting up top and then trying to maybe fire down in here to keep some of her walls from going down right there, but we'll see. Haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'm mostly concerned about everything that's going to come from these specific portals up here.
Tell me about some of these spawns here on the bottom, Natalie, that we're looking at. It looks like you knocked out some of this area where there is a bridge there.
Yeah, I noticed that where these little tornadoes are, that's where the Husks are going to spawn from. So I'm trying to make it as difficult as possible for them to cross over into this area. I don't know if this will really prevent them, because it seems like I was hoping there was just a drop off down here. It's not really. It's a bit of a hill, so they can still walk on this. But yeah, trying to sort of see where they're coming from, and I'm hoping to maybe in these last few minutes just grab a few more resources to build some more floor traps out here, just like spikes all the way across, so they won't have a very easy path to the Atlas this way.
It's interesting in a way. It's almost like you both have the opposite strategy. We talked about how Kale's trying to finesse the Husks into a certain area, and Natalie is doing stuff to try to prevent them to come into the area.
There's definitely two schools of thought, I think, in players that I've seen anyways, which is, like you said, it's sort of the road blocking player who does everything that they can in order to just stop the advance, and then there's the sort of the judo player that's, kind of like water.
Yeah.
And they
come at me, Husk.
Except that you're coming, but I want you to go this way. They try to encourage the Husks to go in a particular way so that they can mow them down, in other places.
All right.
So it seems like I'm missing planks. So I'm trying to grab some planks really quick to make more floor traps. But
there you go.
I'm also building some walls over here and some ceilings, since I have traps for those, and maybe that'll be a funnel area down there. This is just impromptu, not part of the plan. Let's see.
Does that mean you're nervous?
No, KL.
Just wondering.
I'm just prepared.
Let's look at KL real quick, and there's something I want to ask you, KL.
Yeah.
As you're asking Natalie if she's nervous, if you lose today, if you don't win, if Natalie wins again and defeats you 2 times in a row, I mean, at that point, are you willing to say, okay, Natalie's just better than me?
No, never.
I feel like there has to be there needs to be some kind of.
There's nothing that would definitively.
Yeah,
make
well,
me feel like
so
that.
the first time the stake was that Natalie, after she won, she would get to play, decide what was on the spin wheel the following week. So when they were working together, a lot of the things that were on the spin wheel were things that were not fun for KL, thus fueling their bitter rivalry here in Fortnite Live. So,
well, speaking of the wheel, we probably should spin it again.
Let's do it.
All right.
And Natalie has to jump off a cliff right now.
Yep.
Bad timing.
Let's take a look at her as she does that.
I can't run very fast. Look at, I guess there's a cliff pretty close by.
No. Goodbye.
Nope, not quite. See, the cliff doesn't want me to jump off.
Almost there. How does that make you feel?
Like I can do anything.
Better.
I've now died, and I'm gonna come back from this.
You learn from your mistakes. Better than if it had happened while she was defending.
Sure, absolutely.
The fort, obviously.
Which I've done.
I spawned in some kind of terrible wood structure that KL is working on. This is unfortunate.
Wood structure? Is he talking about up top?
That's part of your base. I don't know. I'm like lost in it. Let's get out of here.
I thought his base was really small.
Yeah. There's no way he could get lost.
That was his plan. I don't know what happened.
My base is pretty small.
It started expanding like a weird tumor or something.
I feel like you're just making things up right now.
That could be the name for the base, is the tumor.
the tumor. I like it.
So, given Kale and Natalie that we are now playing on a tougher difficulty, and knowing that while you are sort of competing against each other, that in order to capture all of these gates, you both have to be successful. If it comes down to it, and one of you is about to lose, and your gate is about to be destroyed, will you help the other person, or will you actually sacrifice and lose and fail in order to look better? I guess look like the better Fortniter.
If KO asked me really nicely, I would consider helping him, but he would definitely have to humble himself before me, and make it clear that
the princess before you.
Yeah, he would have to address me by Princess Cookie Samurai as well. That would be part of it.
See, no, that would be an amazing bet. Like for a week, he had to call you Princess Cookie Samurai.
Oh, I mean, okay. Well, look, hey, we've got still a few minutes left. Would you either of you guys like to make some sort of friendly wager here?
About it's if their gate
goes down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that friendly wager would be, but I'm down.
I like Natalie's suggestion about you having to call her Princess Cookie Samurai. I think that would be fine. What's fair, Kale? What's fair for you to ask on the other side of that bet? He's not sure.
He's
to ponder that one for a little bit.
He's
pondering.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
I don't know yet.
I guess we can give him a minute to think about that. So we're gonna give you guys maybe 5 more minutes to build. Do you think that'll be enough to get you ready?
I'm ready. I'm already ready.
She's confident.
What's the very last thing, right? When you're just about done, what are you thinking about right before you start?
I always do one more pass. I just make sure everything's buttoned up. All the ways that I wanted to be closed are closed. All the walls that I wanted to be upgraded are upgraded. I just make sure there's no holes anywhere. And then, courtesy to your fellow teammates, you ask them if they're ready.
Oh.
Because they might be out harvesting, or they might need, a last minute thing in order to make sure that they're ready. So you definitely don't want to start until.
And make sure you have enough resources, right, to repair.
Absolutely. You got to have stuff. You got to make sure you have enough bullets. You got to, and as a constructor, you certainly do need to make sure you have enough of your building materials, because you will be repairing throughout the fight.
Looks like Kale's making a design change here.
Oh, last minute.
No, there was no design
What's that
change.
About?
I was upgrading some stuff. I left it open, but we actually Natalie and I agreed on something beforehand. She's going to actually activate the gate, so I just closed mine off.
Yeah, he's already asking for my help, basically. Because he didn't think to, like, make it possible to get to his
No, I
endgame.
totally made it possible.
Well, that was not what I
I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be good. Natalie's base definitely looks like something. It looks architectural. It looks artistic. Kale's base definitely looks like a block.
Yep.
or a doorstop, but the doorstop technique could be, to his advantage.
Which is interesting, because the first time they played, I felt like Kale had what would be considered the more aesthetically pleasing fort, and Natalie was definitely high on function, maybe less on form. But this time, she's been inspired to build this castle. So we'll see if that ends up working out in her favor. What do you think, Kale? What's a fair trade? What's a fair wager? If Natalie fails to capture her gate, fails to defend it, what would be fair? Maybe
I want to make it something like she has to call me like Lord Posh Posh or something like really ridiculous.
Lord Posh
I don't
Posh.
even know.
Something really ridiculous.
Let's roll that. I think that
You're not allowed to change it. No, you're gonna regret that.
The honorable Lord Posh Posh.
The honorable Lord Posh Posh.
Esquire.
And so
Esquire the third.
And so this is just if she fails. It's not about who wins. It's only if she fails to. It's only if somebody fails.
Yeah,
I feel
Well,
like we should
that's
just.
what the stipulation was, right?
Yeah.
You said if the gate fails.
Okay. Well, if
probably no sabotage.
Okay.
You can't intentionally go destroy your partner's base, unless maybe.
Well, maybe she wants to call him Lord Posh
That's
Posh.
true.
In which case she could.
Well, she could destroy her own base in that case,
That's true.
in order to make it easier for the enemies.
That's a tactic I have not seen yet.
One thing here that Natalie has done, which is really smart, is she's used buildings that are in the game already as part of her structure. She's just built against it. That saves her some resources and saves her some time. So that house that's just sort of built into the side of that building is a really good idea.
Plus, since this is a castle, it's almost like a guest house, right?
Yeah.
Part of the
It's
the
the mother-in-law suite.
All right. Before we let them fire this up, let's spin the wheel one more time.
One more time. Let's go.
See if we can get something interesting happening here. And
Oh, let's do it again.
Let's do it
one
again.
More time. No repeats.
I want to see something new.
No repeats.
Roger, it's amazing.
Fireworks show.
There you go. Amazing how that happened.
I'm just gonna fire mine up over top of the base. I don't know where
I feel like
Kale
this is a good way to celebrate the construction of the fort.
I have to
So
grab
let's
some
take
of
a
my
look and
fireworks.
see.
Whee!
Gonna equip.
Yep.
Gonna
I got
equip some fireworks here.
Yeah.
All right, are you guys just about ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just getting
Okay.
a little bit of brick.
This is what I want to do. So go ahead and go get that brick now. This is what I want to do. We'll stay on Kale here for a second. I want you to Kale go.
You want me to
over
review her?
Yeah, review Natalie's fort. We did this the first time because
Right.
I like to get an honest assessment of you look at the competition,
Yeah.
you see what they've done, and so that's what we're gonna do.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna start down in this maze.
The question is, can they be intellectually honest about their opponent's structure?
All right. So here's the gate. A couple doorways out of here. All right. Stair structure. Stair structure. Okay, this is a little tight. A lot of open space here. It is all interconnected with the base unit, which is good. All right, here's a little bit of a construction no. There's no way to these steps, so you gotta jump over this. All right, let's walk back up here. Get all the way up to the top floor. Some of these pavilion-looking structures. There's no traps up here. I'm sure now that I said that, she'll make a correction, because if they get any any flingers throwing people up here, then they're going to be in trouble. I see they made Trap City. This is typical design. Typical. Poor structural integrity. So they rely on traps pretty heavily. So they are kind of preparing themselves for this. I do like that this is inside of this structure. So they've kind of kept this here instead of knocking this out. So I think it's in hopes of keeping the husks contained. But I don't know if they're necessarily going to walk this way. Like I said, I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to go down this tunnel, or this pathway. And again, you see there's nothing here, right?
Well,
again, so, hey. Calling it out twice now, so.
Where are you exactly?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think no matter what happens, KL, you've learned the title Lord Posh Posh. I don't know about the honorable part, but definitely earned that title. All right.
So this is it at a distance, so you guys can kind of see.
All right. Now, are you ready to give your assessment of KL's?
No, I'm trying to find that place that he was talking about. He's over here trying to.
Don't worry
inside
about
your
it.
head.
He's looking at the back of this building that's like a few layers deep here, I think.
I think he's
he's
looking at. So you've got your ear area there now. I think he's saying that to the left of where you're at, that they're not going to go over these traps, that they're going to go around the side here where the.
That is possible. That is possible. I don't know if I have time to fix that, but.
Nope, you don't.
That's true. All right, let me get up on top of my base because it's a great place to look at Kale's base.
You can just look at it from the outside.
Can
There's no
down.
Look down.
Yeah, look down upon his base.
Right.
Very subtle.
As a princess.
Where I look over the kingdoms that I rule, like this one over here.
The funny thing is, she can't actually get inside of my base.
Well, there's a way. I have this pickaxe that if you didn't bother to make me a door, I can figure it out.
She can also edit walls.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
If you want to look inside each one, you can, but this is
all right,
this is built a very specific way.
We have a staircase leading to the top of the base just for the husks in case they want to come on up. He's made a nice little place for them, and look, a few traps. Oh, this will really do something.
Yeah, there's hidden surprises.
Hidden surprises.
Don't
okay.
worry.
And then he's got his solar panel wall over here. And I really can't make any sense of this. So I guess what he's thinking is that husks are going to be headed up this. What is that?
I did not actually build that.
Well,
so.
Well, then I don't want to criticize it because I like the person on your team. So I'll be nice. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, unlike Pish Posh over there. All right, let's see.
Pish Posh to Pish Posh.
I Pish Poshed you. All right, so I guess I should try and get inside this base. I can't even explain this. I hope the people in the chat can figure it out and explain it to you guys.
Wow.
You can't actually get inside of my base.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. Well, I'll build a door.
You can't.
Look at me. I'm going to build a door right now.
This base is too meta for you.
Oh, my God. He's right. Look at this. All right. I'm just going to make a door anyway. And
Go
we
inside.
can look at the metal walls. Look, he's made a metal chamber, I guess. This is like a reverse pyramid technique, I think.
It's a diamond.
It's the diamond. I forgot. Well,
and just so you know, there's a door on this side, but.
I'm not going to edit this because I don't think I could fix it back the way he has it. It's very unique.
It's shaped kind of like a cough drop.
Yeah. I don't even know how to get out of here now. Okay, well, there's also, I just found the loophole here where the husk can just literally walk right into your base. So if you thought nobody could get in, they can, and I just did. So there you go. That's KL's base in a nutshell. There's, he did do a good job. I will give him points for how he put his base down, although I think he's receiving a benefit on this side from my base because of the placement that I put. So that was charitable of me.
These are a new addition. I didn't actually add this.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not going to give Kale an opportunity to rebuttal just because this will go on forever. This terrible trash talk between the two of you. I think it's time to fire this up.
I do too.
You guys ready?
Of course.
I'm ready. I have doors to my Atlas.
All right, so Natalie has turned on the Atlas.
All right, this is where rubber meets the road.
Yeah, we're going to see some Husk action here shortly. Let's see where they're coming from.
Ooh.
And looks like
I
we're
see
already
some
getting
lightning.
some.
Where?
Oh, so they're already spawning down here by Natalie's area where the traps are.
Yep.
We'll see if Kale ends up being right if they come down this sort of like hallway here to the side.
And you can see on your radar there
It
your
looks
almost
like
mini map.
It looks like some of them are having to go at those traps already.
Yeah.
Wow, they're already just destroying the traps in like a few hits. This is not good.
Yeah, we had talked about, can we step it up and make it tougher for you guys today? I think we're gonna get a real challenge. First real risk of maybe
the traps are just gone. No.
Oh, they're eating through it.
Oh my goodness.
And as I said, they're already coming down that hallway. What wall are they
Look at
attacking?
that. You totally called it.
This is bad news.
I see a flinger there. He's throwing husks onto the roof.
Reed had to drop down.
And that's interesting strategy, running from it.
No. I'm just checking on the backside of this.
Oh boy.
Oh geez. Oh no, they're already in. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is not going well.
No, it's not.
Oh wow. Wow.
And it looks like she's being overrun and she's dead.
Will, where are you?
We should switch to KL.
Oh God! All right.
Build all the metal things.
We can take a look at KL
I'm
here.
coming to help them.
No, nobody asked for your help.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
this could be really short if he doesn't come over and help, potentially.
Well, B has only lost probably 5% of its life.
So far. But you got to get
that's-
some walls back up now. KL,
Relying on Trap City.
Okay, so far.
Except for walking.
Yeah, failed.
He's
walking
figuring
with
that part out. That's okay.
There we go.
All right.
Now people not familiar with our radar, the red dots are enemies, and you can see whether they're below you or above you if they're shaped like triangles or not, or like chevrons.
I died again.
All right. Let's. Looks like they're getting a
Wow,
little
look
bit
at
of
that
action
stuff
here
on the roof.
on
Well,
top of the.
Her roofs have clearly helped her because there was some enemies up there.
Yeah, that we killed for her.
That's true.
Told you, her roofs are
I feel
suspect.
like maybe it's just the position of the gates too, but it just feels like Kale's not. Feels like he's not getting a ton of husks his way right now.
Nope.
Some here on the bottom.
Nice job.
I respawned near his base, so I was technically defending your base, just so you know.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
That's what
think
you want to call it.
Let's jump back over to Natalie and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to get this together now?
Yes. I think I realized, and this is going to be horrible, but I think I realized one of the weapons I was using was actually destroying my own traps, so that's a bad thing. So I stopped using that weapon, whatever the orange one is.
I think that
maybe it's not together. Maybe it really was the husks.
It looked like they were tearing through it pretty fast.
Yeah,
so
it looked pretty bad.
So one of the things about Fortnite is you have your plan, right? But it's not just about your plan, right? It's about what happens when your plan doesn't go the way you think it's going to go.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
So
you've
you got to make those adjustments. So we're seeing Natalie try to make some of those adjustments now. I mean, do you have more traps now, or are you just going to try to?
I don't actually have a lot left, so
Like
I'm just going to have to try and go over there and defend it.
Of course, I have to help her.
No,
this
you
spot.
don't. You just want to help because you want it to be called Pish Bosh or something. Let's see. It's not actually necessary. We've got this.
Sure.
We've got this.
I've just helped you already. It's too late.
It's too late. Well, they're all coming over here, so to be fair, you're not really experiencing a lot of
I'm
husks.
stopping them before they actually hit my base. Again,
Ah.
this
So
area
notice
that you can't cover.
Natalie died there,
covered.
and she didn't get her backpack
Well,
before she died, and one hit that's